What's going on, everybody? Got another good one for you here. So, this is a follow-up on the audit we did at the Cleburne Courthouse, the Gwynn Justice Center. This is how our conversation ended that day with Mr. Keeton, the one you see here, who thinks it's cool to terrorize the public and violate people's constitutional rights. Well, anyways, let me know in the comments section who you think won, Officer Keeton or foul mouth veteran.
So
Later.
You talked to him about what happened earlier?
I did.
You did?
Cameras are off. Would you like to at least tell me the reason why you did that? I mean, man to man, my stuff's off.
Did what?
Look, it's not even recording. I can show you where it is and where it's not.
Did what?
Play the copyright music.
It's my music, I can play my music.
On duty? Is that something that he's allowed to do on duty?
I was on break. I wasn't doing anything other than sitting up there listening to music, I mean, there's no.
He didn't start the music until we walked in.
I've been listening to music all day, in my ears, on my phone.
But you decided to play it loudly when we walked in with recording devices. This is my consensus is that he's heard from other law enforcement officers that supposedly gives you a copyright strike on your channel, which is not true.
I don't know.
And he decided to play it knowing that we were coming in filming to counteract.
Have a good night.
To counteract
Well,
my
let me
First
ask you
Amendment
this.
activity. This is a protected right. This isn't just going in and ordering food. This is a God-given right, protected by the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights to ensure that protection. That's what this is. And for having an officer to do something like that, to counteract my First Amendment right, stuff that my brothers died for, is unprofessional, to say the least. And I don't think it's right.
Do you feel that you have the right to record?
I do. That right was given to me by God.
I gave you a right to speak, I gave you a minute to speak, give me that same courtesy, okay? That's all I'm asking.
Go ahead, Keith.
You feel it's right for you to come and record anything that you want, okay? When we told you before that y'all couldn't record in certain areas, there's restricted areas, okay? We allow y'all to film out there after we were told by the judges, hey, let them record. We're gonna retract what we said about this being extended court because there was no witnesses outside of the courtroom. If there's a witness or a victim outside the courtroom, we have to protect them, no matter what. And if that means you can't record, protect them, then that's what we're gonna do. When you come in today, if it's my right to play music that I listen to, that's all I'm doing.
You have duties when you're in uniform. Just like when I
I promise
on.
you, I have never been written up, I've never been reprimanded, I do my job to the best of my ability. My performance is completely top-notch over at that courthouse, I promise you.
But to intentionally try to violate somebody's First Amendment right while you're on
I'm
duty,
not.
when you're in that
You can still
uniform,
record me.
when you're in that uniform, you are a direct representation of that uniform.
So if I was in my
When
patrol
I'm,
car,
I have,
responding to a
let me
call.
speak, let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
When I put on a uniform, all right, in the military, I'm not allowed to put my hands in my pocket. Is it my right to put my hands in my pocket? Of course it is, because I'm an American citizen. Is it a right to put my hand in my pocket when I'm in uniform? No, it's not. Can I walk around in my uniform without my cover? No, I can't. Is it my right to walk around in a uniform without my cover, or as a human being? Sure, I have the right to not walk around, but when I'm in uniform, my job description and my job duties and the general orders that I have to follow prevent me from doing that, which I'm sure that you have similar general orders and things that you have to follow when you're in uniform. Why? Because you're a direct representation of that badge and the sheriff's department, this gentleman right here, your leadership.
You're right.
So if you look.
But there's nothing in the policy or anything else anywhere that says I can't listen to music. So with you saying that, if I'm responding to a call in our patrol car, with what you're saying, I can't have the radio.
So you could
because
probably.
I'm on duty.
You're on duty now.
Exactly. And I'm talking to you. I'm on duty right now.
I honestly think this is my assumption,
Mm-hmm.
is that you've heard that from other officers and you think that's a way to counteract somebody's First Amendment right.
No.
And if I could prove that in a civil court, I'd file a federal lawsuit, and I'd file a letter of intent to sue your city manager.
No. I listen to music all the
But
time.
I have to improve that intent, that's what your intent was.
I listen to music all the time. I mean, I have Pandora on my phone.
I have Pandora on my phone, but I honestly think that what you did was intended to violate my First Amendment rights.
When I'm between court cases, if I wanna listen to music, I listen to it in court. Nobody's in there.
Well, I think allowing this officer to do things like that on duty is not professional. I'm not allowed to bump my music down 72nd Street going to First Cab or 3 Court when I'm in uniform. So what makes you think this officer is allowed to do the same? While he's in his job, while he's in his job setting.
Yeah,
There's a place and time for everything. And that wasn't the place and time to do that. And I honestly think that his intent was to do that so that he could violate my First Amendment rights. And if I could prove that intent, I would file a letter of intent to
I
sue
didn't
your
interrupt you.
city manager, but you tried.
No, I
And
didn't.
when I addressed you.
I got a phone call to come up to my court, and I did, and then whenever I come back, y'all were gone, so.
Well, when I addressed it with you, you
Well,
said
whenever
you
you said
said
something-
I paid for this music.
I did, I paid for it, but then you made a remark
Yep.
about
Because
my
he,
wife.
yep, I sure did.
So,
I sure
the
did.
First Amendment
Would you
goes
like
out
me to
there,
repeat what I
so-
told him about his wife?
I don't even know why we're bringing up.
And the reason why I
I mean,
did that
it's
is
done, so-
because I don't like my rights being infringed
I
upon.
don't like people.
Especially when people that are doing it intentionally and rights that my brothers gave their life for. So I take a very, very, very offense to that. Okay? And I did say something about your wife, just like you said something about my mom, and I let that go,
Yeah, I let it go.
because it was just two gentlemen bumping heads,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
That's what you want to talk.
I have thick skin, okay, and I would expect somebody that's, the representation and wearing a uniform as well would have thick skin as well, okay?
I didn't jump on you, did I?
If you did, it wouldn't bother me. It'd just make for good footage,
It wouldn't.
but I'm not intimidated or afraid or even in the slightest manner scared of any of you guys in uniform or your badge.
We're not here for you to.
I have faced true evil. I have faced true evil for this country, and you guys don't fear me one bit. I'm not scared of you guys one bit. But I will address the disrespect, and I will address that uniform, especially if you're making it look bad. Because some people swear an oath, and they keep that oath to the day that they die. When I went to sign in on my equipment at CIF in Fort Hood, they didn't ask me to give my oath back. I keep that to the day that I die, and I will honor that to the day that I die. So I expect you guys to do the same. You guys are professionals, right? You guys are professionals, right?
Yes, sir.
Then we should act like it. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much for the American citizens to ask, is to ask the people that are protected, serve their community to operate within the guidelines and the professionalism and the laws that they're supposed to? We don't wanna create disdain. We don't want that. We want to know that you guys can depend on us and we can depend on you. But when you're doing things like that, even though they seem so mediocre, that's what creates the disdain.
But you don't think that you're causing an issue coming over recording employees that are trying to perform duties?
No. If somebody was on Fort Hood recording me,
What about him?
what could I say?
An employee?
That's his decision. I'm not in control of that man's behavior, just like I'm not in
You're
control
here
of.
with him.
Okay. Those
And,
officers,
Go ahead.
those officers that were sitting next to you
Mhm.
were with you, but did I hold them accountable for your actions? No, because I don't paint everybody with a broad brush.
I don't know what you did after I left.
I didn't hold them accountable. They were actually quite professional. They identified themselves, I
So
was
did I.
able to speak with them a little bit. But if you wanna paint all of us citizens with a broad brush, which seems to be what you're doing, I mean, that can go both ways. Let's paint you guys off with a broad brush. Let's say you're the same as the officers in Uvalde that failed to do their job properly. You wouldn't like that, would you?
I don't know what they did down there.
They failed to do their
I'm not
job. Well,
involved.
I've been doing a lot of investigation down there and actually was down there, boots on the ground. You wouldn't like it if we
I'm
painted
not
you
gonna
all.
say, look, I'm not gonna say anything negative about any of the officers down there, I wasn't there. I don't know what they did, I don't know how they responded, I don't know anything about that case, I'm not gonna talk.
That's fine, but my point is that you don't want us to paint you with the same picture just like all them officers.
Well, I mean.
It wouldn't be
typically-
right, right?
Well, typically, y'all do group us all in, just
Okay.
because there's one bad guy somewhere.
You guys
y'all
group us
think
all in
it's
the same one.
All into one group, you know?
We get grouped all in the same one
And
because
if
we're
you
the-
knew how much I help people that come over to our court system, you'd have a whole different opinion about me probably.
if you knew how many people we actually helped that were being violated and their civil rights being violated and how many injustices we've actually taken care of.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that there's not any injustice in our country.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but
There's
you,
plenty.
just like you guys don't, we don't like bad officers, I'm pretty sure you don't like bad officers either, because it makes your job
No, it makes
harder.
it makes everybody look bad. It doesn't make just law enforcement look bad. It makes everybody look bad.
But do we wanna create that connection, or do we wanna continue the disdain between the two? We wanna be able to communicate with each other openly, right?
We should be able to.
We should be able to, but that's not the case.
But whenever you come in recording, trying to create a problem.
What problem was created? Did I not come in there and say, hi
Come
to you
in and
gentlemen?
try to get into a DA's office that says restricted.
Restricted. It
So
said
you
restricted
come in
after,
and-
2 weeks after you put a sign up.
Okay,
So, first of all, let me tell
don't
you.
It's on
group me
video.
in with everybody, we're having a conversation between me and you.
I don't make
You
the
keep
rules over
grouping,
the
you keep
courthouse.
grouping me in
But y'all are here
with
together.
other acts. Yes, we are, you guys are here together too, but I didn't hold the deputy chief here accountable and say, hey, man, you're messed up because this guy's messed up. I didn't do that to you, did I? No, I didn't. That's what you're not understanding. I didn't group you with nobody, I held
What
you.
is your purpose for coming over? and
My
recording?
purpose is to exercise my God-given rights protected to me by the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights, and make sure that we don't lose this. My purpose is to ensure that my grandchildren know of rights when they grow up, and that they don't fear those rights and fear that badge and that uniform,
Then what-
okay?
What do you?
Because when that starts to happen is we create enemies. I don't want my grandchildren to know to not know of rights that didn't even exist.
What is it that you want to record over there?
My public employees in the course of their duties, that Turner versus Driver says that I can, and Houston versus Hill.
All right?
All right, gentlemen,
It's
I'm not,
locked, so.
All right,
yeah,
Deputy.
I gotta lock the front door.
All right, Deputy.
Excuse me, gentlemen, we're locking it.
Yeah, Deputy Chief, hey. thank you.
All right, y'all be careful, be safe.
Hope there's no hard feelings.
Nope, there's not any hard feelings, just.
I extend the same invitation, I didn't catch your name, but I extend the same invitation to you as I did this gentleman and this lady out here.
Cool.
I'm not asking you to give me, say, hey, I'm gonna be there on Tuesday or whatever, I don't care when you show up, but I'm not always there, as you can tell, I'm not at the office now.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm gonna be the one doing it. There's only a few areas you can't go in, and I think you can respect and understand that we've got detectives that have, we have suspect names on the
Yeah.
walls and all
Yeah,
that.
I know restricted
We-
access.
We shut that down, but the rest of it, you're welcome to walk through the building, you can come to my office, sit and talk, you can go
Cool.
wherever you want. We're transparent, we don't have anything to hide in there.
All right, I might take you up on that offer.
All right.
Thank you.
Y'all
I can do the same thing at the courthouse. but
Awesome.
I can't take you in restricted areas.
No, I understand, thank you. Y'all gentlemen have a good one.
Turn on